Today I'm going to continue to answer the question that everybody's asking. Where is the best place to buy a house in Virginia? Curious? Well, yes, here in part 2 of this 2-part video countdown, I promise to give you the #1 location in Virginia to buy a house. So, don't miss out on finding where that is. But before I make the great reveal, let's go ahead and get started right now. Hi, my name's Stephen, and along with my wife Leslie, as local real estate agents, we sell homes in the Shenandoah Valley and Charlottesville, Virginia area. You'll find our information below, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon for more videos to come. So, as I said, today in part 2 of this 2-video series, I'm going to reveal the #1 location to buy a house in all of Virginia. Now, if you missed part 1, please take a look at that video because in it, you'll see the first 3 of 7 locations here in our area that are in the top 25 best places to buy a house in Virginia. In that video, I explain the methodology that niche.com uses to determine the best places to buy a house in Virginia. But more importantly than niche.com and their methodology, I want to hear from you. I want to hear your methodology that you choose when buying a home, and what locations do you like? I mean, I'm sure it's probably going to be different than niche.com, so where would you buy a home in Virginia and why? Comment down below and let me know. Now, with that being said, let's continue our countdown to #1 of the best places to buy a house in Virginia with our final 4 locations. Coming in at the #14 slot is Hollymead. Now, like many places north of the Charlottesville area, a little over 50 years ago, with the exception of a handful of individual homes and neighborhoods like Jefferson Village, Springfield, and Deerwood, most of the Hollymead area was rural land filled with timber, a few fields, and a smaller version of the Charlottesville Albemarle Airport. Then, in 1972, the earliest homes were built in this area's first major-sized neighborhood with a plan. Hollymead would mark the beginning of massive change to the community landscape of the area as its first planned neighborhood. Over the years, multiple other subdivisions continued to take shape in the Hollymead area, including 2 of the area's largest, Forest Lakes North and Forest Lakes South. Other neighborhoods continued to spring up as well, and today the area continues to expand with a few of its most popular neighborhoods being North Point, Hollymead Town Center, and the multiple divisions of the Brookhill neighborhood. Today the Hollymead area is home to about 8,500 residents that enjoy multiple styles of neighborhoods, homes, and very popular, the Hollymead Town Center Shopping Center. You know, I really believe that the best way to describe the Hollymead area would be to call it a suburb-type neighborhood of Charlottesville with a slightly urban feel in the country that contains multiple bedroom communities. Now, being about 20 minutes just north of downtown Charlottesville, it's a popular location for many families and people from all walks of life. The conveniently located, as I just mentioned a second ago, the Hollymead Town Center on Highway 29 provides both residents and people from the north plenty of shopping opportunities with stores like Target, and Kohl's, and PetSmart, as well as a Harris Teeter grocery store. And hey, if you want fresh food, you can go to this shopping center during the spring, summer, and fall and pick up some of the locally grown food at the weekly farmers market that's located near the Kohl's store. Now, there are other grocery stores in the area like Food Lion and multiple other businesses and plenty of restaurants in the Hollymead area that really make it a town unto itself. Now, of course, you've got the Charlottesville Albemarle Airport on the western edge of the area, which makes it very convenient to catch a flight on any of its 3 major carriers, Delta, American, and United. You know, it's a smaller airport right in the Hollymead area there, and it's really nice having it in the area, and whether you're right there in Hollymead or outside the area, because it lets you save travel time and avoid the hustle and bustle of the larger airports like Richmond or Reagan National in Dulles in Northern Virginia. Now, not only does Niche.com rank Hollymead as one of the best places to buy a house, but it's also a fantastic place to raise a family in Virginia. And another bonus is that it has great public schools. As I mentioned earlier, there's plenty of house styles in this neighborhood. You'll find condos, townhomes, villa-style homes, single-family detached homes, some on smaller lots and some with a little bit bigger lots, like in the Forest Lakes and Hollymead neighborhoods. Last year, the median price of a home that sold in the Hollymead area was $515,000, and prices ranged from $330,000 to $1,930,000. The average annual salary of a resident on Hollymead is over $120,000, and its residents enjoy many amenities of the area, with some neighborhoods having their own special amenities like lakes and swimming pools, fitness centers, and tennis courts. You know, I like the way one of the residents summed up at least part of the Hollymead area. They said that Hollymead is a wonderful neighborhood with all amenities nearby. Miles of nature trails, no street lights, and friendly neighbors. 1/3 of the area is open parks and woodlands and a large lake and several pools. It also has its own elementary and middle schools, which are excellent and within walking distance. Now, for our next neighborhood on the list, we're going to go out into the country southeast of Charlottesville to the number 10 best place to buy a house in Virginia, Lake Monticello. With a 350-acre lake as its centerpiece, this gated community of about 11,000 residents enjoys incredible privacy in a country setting that features multiple amenities again. So let's start with the obvious amenity, the lake. Lake use is for residents only, their watercraft, and their guests. And when you spend a day on the lake, that means you can enjoy things like water skiing, fishing, tubing, kayaking, and canoeing. Now, if you're frequently on the water, you may want to take advantage of the marina to dock your boat if you live there. Another popular activity in Lake Monticello is the golf course. Having played Lake Monticello Golf Club multiple times, I can say that it really is a great course. It's well maintained, it's fun, it's challenging, and the folks that work there have always been really great. There's 4 tees from which you can choose to play that range from the tips at 6,930 yards down to 5,610 yards. And when you're done and you've worked up an appetite, you can grab a bite at the Bunker Bistro. You know, I've really enjoyed the times that I've played at Lake Monticello, and unlike the boating component of the lake that allows only residents to use boats, the golf course is open to the public and you can schedule a tee time. Of course, you can be a member there if you're in the community as well. There's plenty more amenities in Lake Monticello, such as a swimming pool, and if you'd rather continue to enjoy the lake, there's 5 beaches from which you can swim as well. There's also tennis courts and pickleball courts, walking trails, and the community itself hosts multiple events throughout the year, which just really helps to draw everybody in the community together more closely. Now, as I said, Lake Monticello is out in the country. But it's just outside the community where you're going to find the Jefferson Center, which is a small shopping center that's home to a Food Lion grocery store and several restaurants there. If you need to do other types of shopping, you'll have to travel to Zion Crossroads, just on the other side of Interstate 64, where you'll find a Walmart, a Lowe's, and several more restaurants. Now, depending upon where you live in the neighborhood, that's about 20 to 25 minutes away. And if you want more options, which I'm sure you probably would, the Pantops area in Charlottesville and the 5th Street station areas of Charlottesville are about 25 minutes away as well, and provide plenty of shopping opportunities. And of course, you've got the rest of Charlottesville and its great downtown mall as well. Now, in addition to being one of the best places to buy a house in Virginia, Lake Monticello is also one of the most affordable areas in which to live in Virginia. It's also a great place for retirees as well. Now, I could definitely see that. I mean, right? Golf, fish, repeat all the time. Now, there's a handful of condo-style homes in Lake Monticello, but the overwhelming majority of homes here are single-family detached homes. Last year, 195 homes sold in Lake Monticello with a median price of $350,000, and they ranged from $195,000 to $1.2 million. Most of these homes had between 3 and 5 bedrooms with 1,100 to 4,000 square feet of finished living space, and they sat on lots that were about 1/4 to 1 acre. Now, of course, with all these amenities, there's also an HOA fee, and that's usually around about $1,000 to $1,300 a year. So, if you're looking for the safety and security of a gated community in the country that has all these amenities, you'll definitely want to give Leslie and me a call so we can help you find your own piece of this great neighborhood. Now, we're going to move back over into the Shenandoah Valley for the number 9 ranked best place to buy a house, and that is Massanutten. Now, it's easy to see why Massanutten would be a great place to buy a house because the area offers so much. The 4-season Massanutten Resort is the centerpiece of the area, surrounded by multiple neighborhoods. Now, the multiple neighborhoods in this area comprise about 600,000 acres in this community. So let's talk about what you can do as Massanutten. The most prominent feature in Massanutten is, of course, its downhill skiing trails. Massanutten boasts 82 skiable acres with 24 trails, ranging in difficulty from beginner to double black diamond. Additionally, from the top of the mountain to the ski lodge below, descending 1,175 feet, Massanutten has the largest descent of any ski resort in Virginia. But in addition to the ski slopes, Massanutten also has a tubing hill that's 900 feet long and drops 120 feet. And one of the neat things that I think Massanutten has is an ice skating rink during the winter months as well. Now, of course, there's multiple restaurants, both in the ski lodge and, of course, the multiple locations throughout the resort. And there's also plenty of events that take place in these venues around the resort, as well as many of them being musical concerts like Rock the Ridge, Summer Jam, and there's a lot of festivals as well that include music like the Village Festival and Snow Moon Festival. There's plenty more entertainment activities as well, but if you've got kids, there's no doubt you'll probably end up at Massanutten's 88,000 square foot outdoor water park in the summertime and their 42,000 square foot, soon to become 64,000 square foot indoor water park in the wintertime. Now, here's something new. This spring, Massanutten is opening a Mountain Mayhem coaster. It's one of those single rail individual or couples coasters. And man, I'll tell you what, that really looks like a lot of fun. I've been on something similar to that, not exactly like it, but it's a lot of fun. Now, additionally, Massanutten also has 2 golf courses, Massanutten Greens inside the bowl part of the mountain, and Woodstone Meadows Golf Course towards the eastern side of the resort. Now, I could go on for a long time because there's plenty more things to do, like shopping, a spa, horseback riding, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But it's also another one of those places that's in the top 20% of most affordable places to live in Virginia, as well as being a great place for retirees. And again, I mean, I could definitely see why that is. But now, let's talk a little bit about the homes and the neighborhoods in Massanutten. Now, being a resort, there are hotel rooms and condos that the resort rents out to its visitors. However, many folks who don't intend to live in Massanutten full-time purchase a home and use it as an Airbnb in the weeks that they're not there. So when you go into some of the neighborhoods, you might see some homes that are being lived in by permanent residents and homes that have part-time residents as well. Home types that you could purchase in Massanutten include anything from condos to large single-family detached homes. And as a matter of fact, last year, 86 properties sold in Massanutten with a median price of $487,000, and they ranged from $275,000 to $1,380,000. You'll find that most neighborhoods are situated in a wooded setting with mature trees, and because of the trees, especially in the spring and summer and fall, it adds an additional layer of privacy to many of these homes. Home sizes range from about 1,100 to 5,000 square feet of finished space, and they have about 2 all the way up to 7 bedrooms. Most of the single-family detached homes sit on lot sizes that are about 1/4 acre to 3/4 acre lots. The Massanutten area has good schools, and another nice thing about it is that it only takes you about 15 to 20 minutes to get to Harrisonburg for all your major shopping and restaurants, although there's a handful of restaurants and other businesses just outside the resort as well. Having Harrisonburg nearby is a big plus for Massanutten, and it's yet another great place to buy a house in our mountain and valley area. And now, what you've been waiting 2 videos for, the #1 best place to buy a house in Virginia. Well, according to niche.com, that place is, drumroll please, Piney Mountain. Now, while you might have heard of some of the other places that I've had on the list, if you don't live here in the area, or maybe even if you do, you might never have heard of Piney Mountain. And why is that? Well, because Piney Mountain is only a little over 1 square mile, 1.17 to be exact. And it's actually borders on the Hollymead neighborhood that I talked about earlier in the video, north of Highway 29. And this neighborhood, the Piney Mountain neighborhood, is divided in half by Highway 29. And what's in those 2 halves, right? Well, on the east side of Highway 29 is the National Ground Intelligence Center. Now, I'm sure that we probably never know most of the things that go on in this Army Intelligence Agency building, but I'm thankful for the men and women that serve our country like this and in many other ways every single day. As a matter of fact, Leslie and I have even been able to have helped someone who works there find a home. Kind of cool. Now, across from Highway 29, you'll find the large GE facility, and just south of that are 3 subdivisions where everyone in Piney Mountain lives: Camelot, Briarwood, and Riverwood. Camelot is the oldest of the 3 neighborhoods, and it's comprised of single-family detached homes with construction dates beginning in 1969s and having homes built, a lot of homes that were built in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. The Riverwood neighborhood is the middle neighborhood by date, and it's comprised of both attached townhomes and detached homes. Those build dates stretch from 1981 to 2020. And finally, the Riverwood neighborhood is a mix of attached townhomes and single-family homes, detached homes as well, and building dates in Riverwood range from 2011 to 2022, making it the newest overall of the 3 neighborhoods. Homes in all 3 neighborhoods have between 2 and 5 bedrooms, between 900 and 4,000 square feet of finished living space, and smaller lots, with most every lot being less than about 4/10 of an acre. Now, of course, this neighborhood, Piney Mountain, is just a stone's throw away from the Hollymead Town Center, so similar commuting and shopping patterns are typical of the residents here. Now, in addition to being the #1 best place to buy a house in Virginia, according to niche.com, it's also, like Hollymead, a great place for schools and the #65 best place to live in Virginia. This neighborhood is also the place that has the highest average annual income of any of the neighborhoods we've talked about in these videos, with the average resident making nearly $130,000 a year. As far as home values go, last year 28 homes sold in Piney Mountain with a median value of $358,000 and with a range of $201,000 to $657,000. Well, that does it. Those are 7 of the top 25 best places to buy a house in Virginia, according to niche.com, using their methodology. But what do you think about Niche's list? Where would you recommend someone buy a house in Virginia? I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. So please comment below to let me know and help other folks know about our great area here. And you know, like I said at the beginning of part 1, it really depends on what you want, not only in a home, but in a location as well. I could think of many other locations that would be a great place to buy a home in Virginia, with many more of them right here in our beautiful mountains and valleys. Whether you want rural living with lots of land, or whether you want the convenience of living in town, you'll find it all right here. And the beauty of our area with its mountain views and plenty of recreation and social opportunities make it its own unique place. So maybe you're interested in one of these locations or another location here in our beautiful mountains and valleys. Leslie and I would love to use our knowledge of the area to help you find the exact home in the exact neighborhood that you desire. So don't hesitate to call, text, email, or even visit our website. We're never too busy to help you with this important decision. And if you would, give us a subscribe if you found this video to be helpful. So that's all for now. That's all I got. But until next time, I'll see you around town.